Okay, my beautiful Leo collective, welcome in. I normally upload TikTok videos, they're about 10 minutes long, and on YouTube, typically shorts, which are maximum 3 minutes long. But I really feel like it's a huge time for transformation and awakening and just overall death and rebirth and just initiation type of energy. So I wanted to take my time with recording your reading. For the past few days, I've been receiving downloaded codes, numbers like angel numbers, and your code is 66166. Okay, and then the keyword that I was given is harmony. So I tapped into your energy, and these were the cards that came out. So I'm treating this as the information, the very core of the message for you, specifically Leo. So I'm going to start by cleansing off the space. I'm going to ring the Gaia bell and turn down your audio if you're sensitive to sound. Here we go. Okay. Okay, harmony. Leo with code your code is 66166 with harmony. Now, your very first card out was the Three of Wands. And when we look at this Three of Wands, this is very much fire energy. So your fellow fire signs, Aries and Sagittarius, I almost feel like this is a collective energy for you. A lot of readers will call this card, your ships is coming in, which could very well be. And typically the Three of Pentacles is more so the collaboration card, but I really feel it with this energy, almost like a collective. Perhaps some of you have Aries or Sagittarius in your chart, or are connected with various other fire signs, maybe even other Leos. I think that this could also be an indication of the desire within you, the hope, the passion that you've been able to, if not manifest it into your reality, but definitely like start speaking it into existence, and you're in essence waiting for your ships to come in. And I feel like this is a hopeful card as well for you, Leo, because coming from the Two of Wands, which is the card that comes before this one, the Two of Wands is when you're like at a crossroads and needing to make a decision. And so I feel that you have made that decision, and now with being at this Three of Wands energy, you're like, okay, where's the outcome? Where is what I am anticipating based off of the decision that I've made? So, you're kind of in an anticipatory, I'm not sure if that's a word, but you're anticipating your outcome. And I feel with this card is a good indication of, yes, your ships are coming in. And I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper into the rest of the cards to kind of put this story together for you. Okay. And the next card out that was for you is the Judgment card. Okay, so let's talk about this card, because not only is it a Major Arcana card, but it is also the Judgment, which is kind of what I was referring to as far as the collective and going through a transformation and a spiritual awakening. This is very much enlightenment coming in. And so this fits perfectly with this Three of Wands, because I feel like this is a higher calling. You are being called to a higher version of yourself, or a more authentic version of yourself. And because you made that decision previously with the Two of Wands, now waiting for this information. And actually, I feel like this is information that's coming in for you, downloads and messages, synchronicity. So pay attention. You may start seeing your numbers again. Your code specifically, Leo, was at 66166. And I feel like that's very important. 6 is the number of harmony. And I believe that's why they gave me the keyword of harmony, because that's what ultimately you are attracting into your life. And the third card with the Eight of Cups, this is normally the walking away card. Now, you can look at this two different ways: walking away from what no longer serves you, or walking towards your ninth cup. The Nine of Cups in the tarot is like a wish fulfillment card. So it's wealth and independence and freedom and liberation and, being abundant. And so, Eight of Cups, you can look at it as, I had to walk away from something in order to seek, or in order to find my ninth cup. Or you can just say, yeah, this was nowhere near what I anticipated, what I was looking for. So I had to let it go. And because we're talking about the Eight of Cups, previous to the Eight of Cups is the Seven of Cups, which is illusion, and choices, right? And so when you talk about the Seven of Cups, you are making those choices. You are the one that's looking behind cup number one. Is that what replenishes your cup? Is that what makes you feel good? Is that the right choice for you? How do you feel? Do you feel safe, secure? And you go through all seven of those cups, and then you get to this eighth cup and you realize, yeah, that's not it either. And you move forward to your ninth cup. So either way, the Eight of Cups energy is very much seeking something to further align with your truths, with your authenticity, and with the highest version of yourself, to fulfill your desires. The Eight of Swords, I feel like what in 88 could be significant for you as well. Maybe the year you were born, or August 8th, maybe Lionsgate. Maybe some of you, this is coming to a culmination of what you started off in the previous Lionsgate portal, August 8th of 2025. And it could be that whatever or whomever you walked away from could have been because you felt trapped. There was a sense of mental instability. They just gave me, but mental fog, mental restriction, unable to think clearly. It was a feeling of entrapment, and feeling of, they're giving me belittling. Swords is communication also. So it could have been representing a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius that you may have been connected with, that could have been bringing on this type of feel where you felt entrapped, you felt belittled, you felt like you were stuck, right? And maybe you walked away from that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Possibly it could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But all in all, I feel like you made the right decision, because it was a calling, from your higher self to walk away, to make the decision. And you're standing now here firmly waiting, to be able to move forward, since you've, number one, made your decision because of feeling entrapped and walking away, right? So now we're looking at this Page of Wands energy that came out, and look at how liberating. I mean, look at the difference between these two cards. This is a very freeing, liberating energy and feeling, and it's, a brand new type of energy. It's a young, revitalizing energy. So if you are questioning, have I made the right decision? Why isn't anything changing right now? It's to come, Leo. It is to come. I just think that it is going to take a little bit of time, but it's definitely in the works for you, because look at this absolute beautiful Page of Wands energy, freeing energy, lots of creativity coming in for you. I feel like this is going to be definitely a time where you are going to be able to, develop your creativity, your thoughts and ideas, and even some childhood, maybe dreams that you may have had. It is going to require some patience on your part, because like I said, it's not one thing, it's not going to jump or change from one thing to another at the drop of a hat. You know, this judgment card, which is the actual awakening or the initiation, is the calling, right? And then you have to go through the motions, you have to go through the steps in order to get to the full outcome. So it can be a full culmination, right? And that's where Archangel Michael steps in with the Temperance card, which is also a Major Arcana card. Now, temperance is balance and harmony, where again, that's your word, harmony. 66166 is the code, the angel number. You can look that up for you in your favorite search engine and see. I use a lot the Joanne Sacred Scribes website, and she also has a mobile app now, and you could even subscribe to it, but she has a free version, and she has the numbers, all of the angel numbers listed, and I think it goes up to the 4 digits, if I'm not mistaken, or 3. However, there's a lot of other good information on there too, so you could even look at and read about the archangels on her website. So the Temperance card is typically referred to as the Archangel Michael card in the tarot. Okay, and this stands for balance and harmony. And I think that yes, you may be very excited with, you know, this new opportunity that is presenting itself, but it is going to be important to temper yourself, to balance the energies, to ground yourself in the energy so that you're not losing yourself, or that you're not being impulsive. You know, anything opposite of balance is really the message here, Leo. Okay. And definitely anything that brings about, anything or anyone that brings about battling, competition, heartbreak, even people that you have dealt with in the past, I feel like it's very important to remember that, you know, and see how it's stitched up here. Like the heart, you know, it almost seems like the more stitches you have, the stronger your heart becomes. But it's got the wear and tear. And so that was something specific for someone that needed to hear that. But this is the 3 of Swords card. This card has typically been read as the cheating card, you know, the third party card, third party energy, and just betrayal, right? And so paired with this 5 of Wands, which is battling, fighting, competition, arguing, distress, right? It's very much, I think, an energy that, first of all, let me just say, I feel like this is past energy, right? And I feel like this is, not only is it past energy, but it's important to remember the energy that you've walked away from, right? Remember that 8 of Cups. And so I think that with new things, new levels, new devils, okay? That's how I just heard my angels say it. And what I'm sensing is that there may be things that may come up, or events, situations, even people that can come into your energetic field with whatever this new creative spark is, or whatever it is that you're waiting for it to come in with this 3 of Wands. And it can present, you know, certain aspects or certain triggers from your past that have caused heartbreak, betrayal, fighting, arguments, etc. So it's advisable to not remain in the lower energetic frequencies of the heartbreak or of the fighting, or, you know, anything like that. But it's important to remember the scar, right? We don't want to fall back into what it is that happened and relive it, but definitely used as an integrated lesson in order to move forward, because I do think that it has full potential. Now, I wasn't going to take any reversals. None of the cards really came out in reversal, but this Ace of Pentacles did. Okay. And the Ace of Pentacles, first of all, in the upright, right? Because we honor both energies. When we talk about the Ace of Pentacles, we're talking about a token, a blessing, a gift from God. You know, the universe has your back. You're given this like spark of something that is invaluable, something that can be grown and nurtured, and it can be, you know, a new investment opportunity, a new career, a new job, a new side hustle. It could be, you know, the 10 of Pentacles is like a legacy. It could be inheritance. It could be a windfall of money. So think of the Ace of Pentacles as the very start of that 10 of Pentacles. So it has the possibility to get to that 10 of Pentacles. Your job is to nurture it. And the fact that it came out in the reverse, I want to say that this could have been an opportunity that could have slipped your hands, is what my angels just said. I feel like, especially with this imagery here with the hands holding the pentacle, I feel like there was an opportunity that could have slipped through your fingers. And I almost want to say that it could be because of this 3 and 5 of wands. So I'm not saying that it is someone else's fault, right? I'm not saying that it was supposed to happen or not supposed to happen. What I'm just talking about here is the overall energy of the past, where maybe this was the heartbreak. Maybe this was, you know, the third party energy, where maybe you had a great job, you were making good money, someone might have betrayed you or, you know, talked behind your back. I'm not sure exactly what the energy is here. Or money could have come in between you and another person. Maybe you all work together or something. You know, apply the situation as it fits. But I feel like, especially with Archangel Michael being here with the Temperance card, I feel like this is all past energy, okay? And it's important to remember the lesson so that you can integrate it moving forward without reliving the past, without reliving the fights and arguments and whatever it was that caused the dismay. Okay, I do feel here that you are being presented another opportunity because of this Page of Wands energy and the fact that you made the decision to walk away with this 3 of Wands energy. Now you're waiting on the outcome. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some additional cards to clarify here. I feel like with your keyword being harmony, I really feel like this is talking about, you know, what I've been saying as far as not reliving the past, but honoring the lesson and integrating it into your present so that you can have your ships come in, so you can have your you know, your desired outcome. Okay, so I'm gonna clarify these because I feel like they go together. You know, we have this spiritual awakening. We kind of already know what that is, but we can get a little bit deeper. We have what you are expecting, which is your 3 of Wands. You're waiting for this to come in. And we have what you walked away from and why. And then we have here, actually all of these go together. I kind of want to get more information on what this was, just to clarify for you, for those of you that still, you know, want to feel like the resonance of it. And I feel like this is advice from Spirit, is to remain tempered. Remember that your keyword is harmony. And so I feel like that's very fitting for what you're getting ready to move into. So this is the Angel Tarot by Jane Wallace. I absolutely love this deck. It's a beautiful deck and it's supercharged. I had it in my, I had my selenite inside of it, still in there, but I just took it out. So it's been charged, it's been cleansed, and now we're gonna take a shuffle and we're gonna see what else we can gather from here. So immediately these cards just fell out. We got the World card, which is a completion, and look at you here, your 3 of Wands, your preparation. So I absolutely love when cards come out multiple times or repeat themselves, because it's a further confirmation of your message. And this is kind of encompassing this, the Moon card. The Moon talks about bringing forth to the light what has been in the dark. Okay, so there may be truths that come out, things that may be revealed to you that can help you. This is not about gossip, and it's not about, blaming someone or something. This is about what you need to sleep comfortable at night. This is about what you need to dream your dreams, to live your dreams and move toward your dreams. Okay. And I feel like this paired with the Judgment card is a great indicator of the fact that this awakening is going to happen in different phases. Okay. You had the phase where you were hurt, right? Where the Three of Swords and the Five of Wands. Then you had the decision that you had to make with the Two and Three of Wands. And then you actually made the decision to walk away because you couldn't take the mental anguish anymore. And now you're being blessed with a Page of Wands energy, which it could be another person, but honestly, I really feel like this is more about you and your awakening, your transformation, your choices, and your life that you are aligning with. So the Moon card is here to say you may possibly be having dreams, prophetic dreams, or astral projection even. It's also possible that you could be dealing with a Cancer or a Pisces, because I think you had a Pisces card that came out. Or am I making that up? No, I said the Eight of Cups. It could have been you walked away from a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So this is enlightenment, Leo, and paired with this Judgment card, that's just further confirmation. You will receive enlightenment. You will receive downloads. You are going to receive information about this next chapter of your life with this Page of Wands. Okay, now the World card, this is a card of completion. Okay, this is successful completion at that. Okay, so something has closed. So whatever this decision is, I almost feel like maybe this could have been a back and forth cycle going on with the connection, because when you get the World card and it shows a completion, and we're talking about a connection, even if it was like a job or a business or even a friendship, right? We talk about the world. There were lessons within that connection that were very, very vital to your life path. Okay. And right now, what Spirit is saying is that it is a time to integrate those lessons. So if you have not yet learned the lesson or understood what the lesson was, it's a good time to go inwards before you move forward with this Page of Wands energy, because it is going to help you to integrate that message so you can have a clear path, right? Some of you are being called to meditation. I just heard my angel say, going inwards, just being in a space of silence and stillness, just very mindful of your energy and how you're spreading it, because I feel like whatever's coming in is big for you, Leo. Okay, and I'm gonna ask and clarify what that is, but I do feel that the closure of this cycle is complete and successful. So now it's just going to require you to integrate that lesson into how you move forward next. Okay. Now, let's talk about how this Three of Wands has come out twice. Okay. And actually, this was your first card out. So we have the Three of Wands here twice. 33 can be significant also. And it's fire energy. And remember, I was saying earlier that I feel like this is a collective kind of energy. So it could be that you were dealing with another fire sign. So another Aries, Leo, another Leo, or an Aries or a Sagittarius. And this is total preparation. And even though the imagery is different on this card, she is ready to go. Okay, she's got her surfboard in hand, she's got her torches lit, and she is just waiting. She's ready to go. Okay, and this card here from the Angel Tarot is talking about preparation. So it's talking about, putting things forth in action and in movement. But I want to remind you of the Temperance card here. So you're coming from a very grounded place, not impulsivity. And that is, I would say, kind of the shadow side of the Page of Wands card, because everything here is talking about moving forward, right? You know, being revealed truths and clarity and enlightenment with the Judgment and the Moon card. You know, you've completed a cycle with the World card, but it's that additional message of not being impulsive, not jumping right into something, but instead allowing things to simmer and to marinate in the juices and to, you know, form properly. It's like a gestation period. Like, you know, when a woman is pregnant and it takes the 30, however many weeks, it's like the 9 months. And, you know, from the beginning, yes, you're pregnant, right? But the fetus is forming, okay, the embryo, and it starts to form into the fetus, and then it starts to form into like the little baby. And I think that's what this is talking about, where it's like you are, you know, getting ready maybe to give birth, but then once you give birth, you know, it doesn't stop there. That's when it starts again, and now it's a different level of care, right? The baby's inside of you during the pregnancy period, but then when the baby comes out, now you have this living, tangible, you know, being that you have to care for, not necessarily in a different way, but it does require different levels of care. Okay, so that's the best way that I can put it. I've never spoken like this before, or using that type of figurative language, but that's how my angels wanted me to give that message. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there. Now, let's get some more information because I want to see what else is going on here. So let's talk about the awakening. What is it that you're going to find out? Or what is it that's... Okay. Four of Pentacles. Talk to me about the Moon and the Judgment. Two Major Arcana cards. What does Leo need to know about this awakening, this transformation? Love it. Okay. So let's talk about what came out for what is this transformation? What is this awakening with the Judgment card, okay? We got the Four of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands. Okay, the Four of Pentacles, the keyword here is control. So this is like holding on to your money, holding on to, you know, maybe even past beliefs, or this is holding on to the tangible, right? Because Pentacles is earth energy. So that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And the Pentacles is something tangible, right? It's your coins, it's your money, it's what is valuable to you. But this is also could be tied into a lack mindset, okay? So the transformation could very well be, and this awakening that's coming through for you with the Judgment and Moon card could very well be like releasing resistance and submitting to surrender, okay? Surrendering and allowing your blessings to come in, which is your very next card, the Nine of Cups that came out with this. I believe that this transformation is not just a change of your mentality or your thoughts, patterns, and beliefs, but it is also the tangible. I do believe that you're going to have a wealth of abundance coming in. I believe that you are going to receive miracles and blessings with this, lots of love and, you know, what's being revealed to you, I think, is going to be outdated beliefs or things that you never held on to. That you held on to. Don't be surprised if you start like decluttering, donating, selling stuff. You could even sell things. I think that this is going to be a time for you to reevaluate the things that you've been embracing, right? Holding on to, that no longer necessarily align with the version of yourself that you're reaching for. So that's what this transformation is about for you, Leo. This is a brand new eye-opening experience and life shift into allowing yourself to receive the blessings, knowing that you are worthy and that you deserve. It is your birthright. Okay. All right. So now this past, I don't really want to spend too much time on the past energy, right? Because we're talking Five of Wands, Three of Swords, you know, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Eight of Cups that you walked away from, the Eight of Swords energy, which is a lot of mental constraint. So I want to ask for clarification on what was the soul lesson there. Spirit, what was the soul lesson for Leo? Okay, we have Knight of Swords energy with drama. The Three of Pentacles action. And one more for the soul lesson with that connection. Thank you. Wow, the Tower. Yeah, this had to crumble. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to do it like this. This was the first card that came out when we are clarifying, you know, what was the soul lesson from that connection that hurt so bad, from that connection that, you know, caused heartbreak and tears and crying and fighting and argument and mental constraint and anguish. And the very first card is the Knight of Swords, with drama being the key word. So immediately what I'm picking up on is there was some sort of attachment to drama. Okay, it's almost like it was like a coping mechanism or a way that you were able to feel. Okay, it was almost like the numbness that lived inside of you for so long would only felt alive with the drama. Okay, with the fighting and the heartbreaks and the breaking up and making up and the all of that. Wow, this is really, it just took a really deep shift here. Yeah, Leo, you were operating almost like on autopilot for so long, and to the point where any type of drama, fight, or argument felt like you were alive. Like that was the only way for you to tell that you were living. The only sense of intensity that you felt from the other person, maybe if it's another person that's involved. The only time that it felt like they cared, or the only time that you were able to speak and felt somewhat heard, somewhat seen. And then we have the Three of Pentacles action. And I love that this card came out right before the Four of Pentacles, because keep in mind that this is what the transformation is about. And so it almost feels like you were trying to take action on many different times, and you may have tried different things, right? Because before the Three of Pentacles, we have the Two of Pentacles, which is a juggling type of energy. So it's like this or that, this or that. And so with this Three of Pentacles, I feel like this coming out as part of your soul lesson, I feel like you had to make that move. You are strong enough, Leo. Okay, and I think that it shows, it's very apparent with, yes, you've been through the ringer with a lot of these things, but ultimately, you know, you still took action, you still moved forward, and you still made a choice to do so. Okay, and so this is here to show you as part of the soul lesson that you can do it. Okay, that you are strong enough. And the Tower, as far as the soul lesson, this is the angel of enlightenment, which is very reminds me a lot about the judgment card. You know, the Tower is, some people see it and they, you know, get scared of the card, or they feel like it's a bad card. There is no bad in tarot. It's more of a sense of awareness. And when the Tower comes through, especially as a soul lesson, it talks about destruction and the need for an old paradigm, an old belief system, an old, old patterns, old connections to come crumbling down in order for it to be rebuilt. My angels are giving me the movie now, the Disney movie Encanto. If you haven't seen it, maybe there's a message in there for you. But in the beginning of the movie, their home gets destroyed and it gets rebuilt with magic, okay, and even more powerful. And that's what this is it signifies for you, Leo, is that whatever that old was, whatever you are no longer aligned with, that you made a choice to walk away from and move from, had to come crumbling down, okay? And this is like you saving yourself right now. It's like, I would rather take the jump than stay in here and burn down with this building. And that's what you've done. And so if some of you have been questioning your decision to walk away, or to, to go no contact, or to look for a different position, relocate, whatever the situation is, I feel like Spirit is confirming that decision for you. It had to be done. And this is also another Major Arcana card. And this was your soul lesson. To realize your worth, and to realize that you are a person, and that it doesn't need to be dramatic or chaotic or intense for you to be seen, held, and heard. And that regardless of the mental anguish and the heartache, you still always take action for yourself. And if anything needs to be destroyed in order to be rebuilt and start fresh, so be it. But you always save yourself. All right. Holy cow. All right, so let's talk about what's coming in for you. Spirit, for Leo, what is coming in that they don't see coming? Oh, this one flipped over. Okay. So, how do you want me to take this? Sorry. Yeah, okay. So what you don't see coming is, for those of you that may have been dealing with another person and this is a connection that you walked away from, I feel like this person is going to try to come back around. What you don't see coming is this Five of Cups is sadness. You know, some of you may have been motivated by anger, or by even hatred, or by fear, or just inspired one day to get up and go. And I think that some of you now are sitting with emotion of like, I'm kind of sad, this was a connection of X amount of years or months or however long it's been. I think that the sadness, when it starts to come around, honor it. Honor the sadness, because it's part of the destruction of the old, right? It's part of that. That's a normal emotion. It's important to be aware of that emotion, okay? For some of you, this person may try to come back around, and I say that because of this King of Cups energy. This could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, so that's a lot in here. It doesn't have to be, because cups anyway is emotions, is love. Okay, so it could be, if this is a love connection that we're talking about that you walked away from, it could be this person, even if they're not a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Now, the Hangman coming out for what you don't see coming is a prophecy. I feel like, it's been all over your reading, between the Tower with the Angel of Enlightenment card, the Moon card with the Angel of Dreams, the Judgment card. I really feel like you already kind of know this, so it's possible that this person may say something to you that may give you a shift in perspective, okay? By no means necessary am I saying you have to get back with this person, or that you even have to listen to this person or give them the time of day to speak. But if you do, just know that if this person is coming in, you want to question, the King of Cups came out in reverse, okay? So this is very All right, let's talk about the King of Cups upright, right? See, it says commitment. This is a person that's very emotionally mature, very grounded, king energy. So it's a high vibrational energy, very emotionally mature, very loving, very caring and compassionate. When it comes out in the reverse, paired with the Five of Cups, you're looking at the complete opposite. You're looking at someone that's coming based off of fear, codependency, possible enmeshment, emotional immaturity. You know, it's like if I can't have you, nobody can type of energy. So it's possible that this person may come back around trying to, make you sad or trying to make you shift your perspective. And so this hangman energy is here to kind of give you like a heads up on that. It's like, it's all well if you do decide to shift your perspective on how you view things, but let it be for your clarity, not for you to decide whether or not you want to get back with this person. Right now, I think that you are on a solo journey, especially with that Eight of Cups that came out earlier in the deck. And I think it does require you to kind of, be on your own in the sense of like no one draining your energy or not you having to make decisions based off of other people's actions, right? So this could be an important conversation. What are they going to say? Let's clarify that. Spirit, what does this person want to say to Leo? What are they coming back here for? Seven of Cups with choices. Remember that Eight of Cups. Okay, I feel like you're gonna hear this person out and then make a choice. Lots of Cups energy. Yeah, this person's gonna come in with a lot of like regret. I'm sorry I did this, or I'm sorry that this happened, or even angry in terms of, yeah, I'm stressed, I can't sleep at night, we need to talk, I love you, we can work this out, let's try it. And look, the sun just came out in reverse, which is the angel of happiness. I don't feel like this person, I'm not saying this person is evil or a bad person, but what I am getting is that this person is not ready. Okay, the chapter that you are on is separate from theirs at this time. And the fact that this the sun card came out in reverse kind of tells me that it's coming from a place of ego, right? Because the sun is our ego, but when it comes out in the reverse, it's talking about the shadow aspects, okay? And here at the bottom of the deck, we have the star, which I think is super interesting that you have the sun, moon, and the star in your spread, because now we're talking about, your system and your collective system, just like how I was talking about. And remember, your key word was harmony, okay? And in harmony, everything works together in alignment. And that's exactly what I was talking about with this person trying to come in and trying to reconnect and have you change your perspective, is that, you have to be very selective with who and what you give your energy to, because a shift in perspective is all well and fine as long as you understand that that is how to integrate the previous lessons into how you move forward, not necessarily I'm going to take this person back or I'm going to get back with this person. So that's very, very much key here. I mean, I can't even make this up because you have the moon, the sun, and the star. Okay, this is a very huge time for you now, Leo. You have a ton of Major Arcana cards, which definitely represents the major areas of our life. Not only do you have the moon, the star, and the sun, but you also have the Hanged Man. You have the Tower. You had the Judgment card. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, you have the Temperance card. You have the World card. I mean, this is huge for you. And I mean, just even without even tarot, you know, we're not even looking at the cards right now. I'm talking about the fact that as people, right, when we go through our daily lives, you know, we try to be good parents, and we try to be, you know, a good employee or a good business owner, a good neighbor, a good brother or sister, a good, you know, daughter or son. It's like, it's a lot. So when everything else starts to come in, and look, the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck with ending. This connection is no more, Leo. Okay? Further confirmation. This may have been a love connection. It's no more. And so right now is the time for you to be very discerning about how and who and what you give your energy to. All of these major arcanas are unbelievable within this spread. It wasn't that many cards. All of these were your major arcanas. The Judgment, the Temperance, the World card, the Tower, the Hangman, the Sun, the Star, the Moon. And what that tells me is that this is a very, very, very important time in your life, very transformational, okay? And it's going to require your strength for you, okay? So let's get you an angel number. This is using the angel number oracle deck. For Leo Spirit, can we get a closing angel number for Leo? Thank you. That's crazy, because your key number, your code, and it's a code, so if you want to kind of decode it and get some more information on that, is 66166 with harmony. And now your number that came out is compassion, okay? It says love, affection, compassion, kindness, attention, self-love. Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift toward greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. Wow. That's a beautiful way to end the message for you, Leo, because that's exactly what I was saying regarding